What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It is a bright and sunny, beautiful day, and today we're going to talk about how to tune your quad for smoother flying. So what does that even mean? So as you guys may know, our quads use what are called PID controllers to basically control the motion of the quad. So quick crash course, PID stands for proportional, integral, and derivative. P, I, and D. Now for the purposes of making the quad fly smooth, we don't care about P and we don't care about I. All we care about is D. So the D stands for derivative. All the D term really does in a PID controller, especially when it comes to our quads, is it basically just smooths everything out. Basically, all it really does is just restrict how fast the quad can really change directions. And it's there pretty much to prevent bounce back or overshoot. When you go to like a door, you try and slam it really fast, like those school doors you have in like elementary and high schools. You know, you slam the door really fast, but it's got that little thing on it. So when you slam it, it doesn't actually slam shut. It goes, and it kind of stops for a second. That is what the D term does. And basically all the D term is in the PID controller is just a digital equivalent to those little pistons you have on doors that prevent them from closing really hard. So in general, for our flying purposes, the general trend recently has been to try and get the quad to have as minimal latency as possible. People are raising their P gains, they're dropping the D gains, they're dropping all their filtering. Nobody wants to run filters anymore because they think it adds so much latency and makes the quad unflyable. When you start getting these really hyperactive tunes and hyperactive rates, the flying looks really erratic and almost robotic-like. Could be like a stylistic choice if you like to do that, but there are things already built into our quad to help smooth it out and make the footage look better. If you don't care about the GoPro footage, if you don't care about how the flying looks, if you're just flying for fun, which is awesome, that is totally amazing, this isn't really for you. This is more for people trying to get smoother footage looking out of the GoPro. So now that we know the D term smooths things out and we've determined that we want to have smoother footage, what do we actually change to make the quad smoother? There's two ways to do it. You can raise your D term, you can raise your D gains even higher. That is basically gonna make the controller fight any movements to the quad, and it's gonna add a little bit of this mushy feel in the center of the stick, but that is the trade-off you get for getting a quad that makes smoother looking footage. Now you can have a quad that is super hyperactive, really touchy, extremely responsive to your stick commands. The footage probably isn't going to look as good compared to if you sacrifice a little bit of that latency. So the setting that I change with the D term stuff to make my quad fly a little bit smoother is I mess with the D term filtering. I don't change the D gains because I don't think changing the gains does as much. I can make much more dramatic changes by changing the filtering. So with Flight 1, the stock filtering for the D term is the single biquad at 120 Hertz. I changed that to 2 biquads in series at 200 Hertz, and that does a really good job of smoothing things out, and it also prevents prop wash because you move that cutoff frequency a little further forward so the flight controller still gets that information. The D term can still react fast enough to things like prop wash. But yeah, that's it. Super simple. If you want to make the quad fly smoother, raise those D gains up, raise the D term filtering. Keep in mind the quad's not going to be as responsive as before, but your footage will definitely look smoother. So with that little bit of knowledge dropped, I'm gonna go ahead and hit this park up, try some new things out, try out some new little indie filter toys I just got in the mail today, and we're gonna see how that looks.